Okay. Hey, you can just grab a seat.
Sure.
Ah, I'm not sure if this thing is recording yet.
The mics.
Yeah.
Said they are hot.
Oh yes.
Can I?
What that
I
means?
think that is what it means.
Yeah. So we won't be long.
Sure.
You know? Just have my approach is just a conversation, man.
Mm-hmm.
But I also want to start by saying, thank you, welcome. I think as a start, this idea of letting things play out, I noticed that in your approach, you prefer to be spirit-led. I was reading an interview elsewhere where you spoke about just sometimes the intensity of the moment itself. So I suppose based on that, today what are you looking forward to? What's in your mind? What kind of offering do you wanna provide us?
Today, there's no specific thing. As Africans would say, ngumcimbi. So you never know what you expect emcimbini. But we're giving thanks to the greater powers that are there.
Yeah.
So whoever is also part of this mcimbi, they're also bringing themselves and their people as well.
Yeah.
And it's a communion,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a communion that needs all of us to be part of it, in order for all of us and the people that will be listening to get to find a sense of healing, to find a sense of answers within them.
Yeah.
By listening.
Yeah. I like that you mentioned the idea of finding healing within yourself, because I think, when you look at the state of the world, there's just a lot going on.
Yeah.
I suppose, just from your perspective, when we think of jazz or improvised music, what do you think sort of sets it apart to be able to allow people to go on that journey, because I think there's a sense of presence. You need to be present.
Yeah.
And you need to be open to be led wherever you get led.
I was about to say that. I think you just need to allow yourself to be led, and trust the process. Trust the process, allow yourself to be led, because we are led. We are led. We are led. So trust the process, and do what you need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now as a drummer, talking about being led, the lineage of jazz within your family is quite big and historical. I think I'm curious about, with your grandfather having been a drummer, what kind of lessons or methods, how has that also shaped how you play and the way you approach your practice as an artist?
A crazy thing. People always say you are just like him, because he was also led. He was a really spiritual person, because he would say, just believe. and go forward. Just do it. Believe and have faith, and it's going to happen. And that was him. That's how he operated in exile as well. You know, just believe it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I think same with me. I just believe it's going to happen, and let me not force matters, and just let them fall into place. You know, so I think that's what I've learned from him, and I took from him as well.
Yeah, I mean, like that's incredible. When it comes to, I mean, you know, thinking about the structure of South African jazz, especially in Cape Town, it seems like, well, it seems like a standard thing where you play with many people. But I was sort of interested in the intergenerational element of your work. It seems like this is something that you take seriously, you know, that there's always something to learn, not just in terms of like styles of playing, but also even in terms of learning that some lessons that we think as this generation are new aren't necessarily new.
Yeah. These things have been there. It's been happening, but it's just time. And these things have been there. It's been happening. It's just time and changing of things, but the foundation is still the same. The foundation is still the same. Because for me, example, I say music is life, and life is music. It's what we live it, we breathe it, we eat it, you know. I would say these things were there, they still here, and they will still be there in the future, but in a different form, you know. If you take, for example, like cooking a meal, it was fire. You know, they cooked a meal with fire, and then technology and things moved, and there was gas and there was electricity. It still serves the same purpose of cooking, but it's just time, you know, it that is changing, you know. Hence I'm saying these things have been there. It's a map, you know. It's a map. It's a map that we need to look back.
I mean, talking about looking back, recently, Dada Louis Moholo passed on. Especially as a drummer, I'm also very much curious about, you know, how the landscape and the history of drumming in jazz, and people who were quite influential. I mean, I just want to hear from your perspective as a drummer, like what's your place? Where do you go when you need to like just gather yourself? You know.
Where do you go?
What's your source? I mean, you know, there's.
I hear you. I would say it's home. Not home as a building, but home as where I come from. You know, where am I going? Home as in values and morals, you know, teachings, you know. I go home, you know, where I know the things that I've been taught at home, not as a building, but as, because a home is not a building.
No, absolutely.
You know, it's what you make it I don't know how to put it, but I go home.
Okay.
I go home. Home is a feeling as well.
Yeah.
It's a feeling, like music. Music is home. There was certain melodies that were sang at home, that takes me home. There's certain things that maybe one would say out of home that will remind me of home. There's elements that we get when we grow. There's these few things that remind us of home, and you pull yourself together. You can try to do. You might try to move out of track, but there will be something and say, "Hey, I need to move, come back, and come back home." So even home is a sense of self. As I say, we are led, and I would say we are led by spirit, we are led by God, and that is also home.
And you do have to let yourself be led, relinquish some control.
Yeah.
I mean, just in terms of this project. I mean, of course, our thinking is to just reflect on the nature of jazz, but also allow those intergenerational conversations to take place. But I'm sort of curious to hear from your perspective, if you were to reflect on the state of South African jazz, particularly when it comes to resources. I know this is a question out of what we've spoken about so far, but I'm just sort of curious, in terms of this framework that we are working with, what do you think about it?
Can you please elaborate more?
Okay, so what I'm saying is that obviously with Heavy Cats, there's a different motivations, right? A number of them. One of which is highly sort of intellectual, in terms of trying to archive jazz. And also just reflecting on the fact that the infrastructure is limited in many ways, and I think just from a point of view of thinking about the act of archiving, what from your perspective, which is what we're trying to do, but what for you, if you think of the nature and the landscape of South African jazz, even in Cape Town, what is the value of doing that work from your perspective, of having to archive or to be interested in bringing different people of different generations together?
As I've said, it's been done before. It's done and it's going to be done. But it's just then there were certain people that had more power to control, I would say the musicians or creatives. And there are things that are documented. They're out there, but it's only for some people. There are things that are out there, but they are hidden somewhere. So for me, I would say the involvement of artists, it's a great initiative for them to be part of the whole process.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
And also have a say, and also have a certain they should also have a sense of power,
Yeah, absolutely.
of in this whole process and the archiving of their work, because it's been done, and then they did not have the power.
Yeah,
they were puppets, So I would say it's great now because time is we we're looking at things in a different eye now than the past.
Yeah.
You know, and there's more. I would say there's more black people that have the power. You know, or we are moving to that direction.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have it fully, but we are moving to that direction. So slowly but surely, it's happening.
Yeah. No. Any last words?
Any last words? Believe.
Thank you. I
Believe,
appreciate.
believe. And it's going to happen.
Yeah. No. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time, and yeah, let's go and commune. You know.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Merci.
Yeah. Just waiting for.
Was it recording?
I think so.
Yes, I was just looking at it and I was like, this thing doesn't move. But I think it was.
Yeah.
He said the mic is hot, so I'm assuming it means that
It's ready.
just check.